What's up, fight fans? In today's video,
some breaking news.
The UFC is facing some serious challenges. Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria just dropped a bombshell, announcing he's changing his famous nickname, El Matador. On top of that, Topuria's brother, Aleksandr, has flown to London to corner Guram Kutateladze at UFC London. In other news, Magomed Ankalaev claims his light heavyweight title rematch with Alex Pereira is pretty much a done deal, and both fighters seem ready to run it back. Bryce Mitchell, on the other hand, says he's finally free of his demons.
I'm telling you, these dreams are demonic, and the prayers help.
And to wrap it all up, Daniel Cormier has shared some advice on how Tom Aspinall can lure John Jones into the octagon.
Hey, look behind you. He got a fight tonight.
So without further ado, let's get started. The UFC is in big trouble. New reports reveal that UFC pay-per-view sales are declining at an alarming rate, much faster than previously expected. As a result, the UFC urgently needs new blockbuster fights to reignite fan interest. Naturally, high hopes are pinned on a potential showdown between Belal Muhammad and Ilia Topuria. Both fighters are doing a good job building hype around the matchup, but they need to ramp up their social media activity to generate even more buzz. However, it's clear that the numbers from the Conor and Khabib era will remain light years ahead of anything we see today. The fight between Khabib and Conor remains the highest-grossing UFC event of all time, pulling in 2.4 million pay-per-view sales, which translates to a staggering 86.4 million, a record the organization has yet to come close to matching. This is why the UFC is banking on a potential clash between Belal Muhammad and Ilia Topuria to bring back some of that magic. Topuria even made a bold statement, revealing that he plans to change his nickname El Matador before his next UFC fight. El Matador has been my ally in every fight, but next time I'll step into the octagon with a new identity, Topuria wrote on social media. So we'll probably have to wait until his next fight to find out what his new identity is. But that leads to the biggest question in the MMA world right now. If Belal Muhammad isn't an option, who will Ilia Topuria fight next? Known for his bold claims, Topuria has always backed up his words with action. He's delivered on every promise so far, and now he's vowing to reach new heights in a new division with a new identity. This adds even more intrigue to his potential fight with Makhachev.
Right now, do you think he should fight Ilia because that's what the fans want to see and probably what the UFC wants to see? Or do you think this guy should have to prove himself at 55 first?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know personally what they're going to do because, in my opinion, Islam has one or more true defense on the lightweight, and I think he wants to go up, you know? But he cannot fight Belal Muhammad, and I don't know the reasons. I think he wants, but Khabib doesn't want him to fight, you know? Yeah. Because they are like brothers and stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. I think Islam is like just waiting to see if Belal loses to Jack Della Maddalena.
If I was the matchmaker, I would do whatever it takes to make Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira.
It's not gonna happen.
Winner faces Islam.
So I would put Topuria against Islam for sure.
Yeah.
That was me. I'm gonna, just because.
But Islam doesn't want it.
Yeah, but we can talk, you know, like.
Yeah.
How money?
That's
money. I think Maddie talks, you know.
Yeah.
I think
Islam is fighting Justin. And after that, if you want to give a fantastic fight for Dustin Poirier, the retirement fight, why don't we do the rematch or the three, Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway? I would do Arman Tsarukyan versus Charles Oliveira. And then I would probably do winner of Chandler versus Pimlet against Dan Hooker. I would do that.
So where does that leave Ilia?
Ilia Topuria, Mateus Gamrot.
Okay, all right. So now you're just throwing. Now you're just swinging. Now you're just throwing against the wall. Come on,
hey. The one thing it's hard. We don't see often is Ilia Topuria on his back.
But it's obviously not as evolved as boxing is. But yeah, I think guys in MMA are getting there where they're craftier. They have little tricks that'll.
Who are you seeing right now that has some good skill to them that you're seeing that the edge is playing a big piece?
I mean, there's obviously Topuria is freaking really nasty. He's got good hand speed, but he has options. A lot of times when you're fighting, I can do this. If he does that, I do this. And it's just the technical side of it with his physicality. I think physicality plays a huge role, because it wouldn't matter if he had plan A, had plan B, if he does this, if you couldn't hurt somebody when you get to those spots. And that's what he's able to do. He gets to his spots, you fuck up, and he freaking makes you pay.
You wear sunglasses indoors? Fascinating conversation on the Anakin Florian podcast today about Islam Makhachev, the lightweight champion. If you were the UFC, do you do the Ilia Topuria fight? Do you have him fight Justin Gaethje? Do you do Charles Oliveira a second time? What do you do? Ray Longo, Kenny Florian, Jason Anik all do the Ilia Topuria fight. I understand on merit why mixed martial art for mixed martial art, two champions like that in their primes, why it makes sense to strike while the iron is hot, as they might say. But there's a lot to unpack there. You know what I would do if I was the UFC? I would call the pound for pound king, Islam Makhachev, and I would be like, hey, yo, Islam. I'd be like, what you think? Who do you want to fight? You know what other people say? Kenny Florian suggested it on the Anakin Florian podcast today that maybe Ilia Topuria could elevate Islam Makhachev in a way not unlike Conor McGregor helped elevate Khabib Nurmagomedov in terms of sort of overall mass attention. Fascinating conversation. Long form, live on the DraftKings YouTube channel. Yo, later.
Ilia Topuria's brother, Aleksandr Topuria, has arrived in London to support Guram Kutateladze and be in his corner for UFC London, where Guram will face Kaue Fernandez.
Yeah, bro.
My brother. Sorry.
Guram and Aleksandr are close friends, and Guram previously helped Aleksandr during his recent debut, where the Georgian fighter secured a win. Now, all Georgians are focused on Guram's upcoming bout, rallying behind him and hoping for nothing but a victory. We too are eagerly waiting for the fight and wish only success for Guram. Dana White is already in London getting everything ready for UFC London. The UFC boss even gave fans a sneak peek by showing off the apartments where he's staying in the city.
6 in the morning, I'm in London. You guys gotta check this out. How badass is this?
Magomed Ankalaev says the rematch with Alex Pereira for the light heavyweight title is pretty much set. Ankalaev even promised to finish Pereira this time, adding, "I have a date and I accept it already. I hope my opponent will accept too. This time there won't be 5 rounds. I don't get paid by the hour." Pereira responded with a 3-word Instagram story that basically confirmed the fight is happening. He wrote, "Bora, let's go, Ali, Chama." Pereira was referring to Ali Abdelaziz, who many suspect is the one behind Ankalaev's social media posts. Plus, Pereira has already said he wants to fight again as soon as possible since he didn't take much damage in his last fight, even though he was outclassed. So, it seems like Dana White might make this fight official sooner rather than later. Fans probably won't have to wait long to see these two step back into the octagon. Daniel Cormier has shared some advice on how Tom Aspinall can lure Jon Jones into the octagon. During the latest episode of the Good Guy, Bad Guy show on ESPN, Cormier pointed out that Aspinall hasn't managed to grab Jones's attention yet. Drawing from his own experience, Cormier suggested that Aspinall needs to be more vocal and direct in calling out Jones.
Aspinall's doing chill, and you said he's more confident than we've ever seen him. He just has to find that one thing. Right now, he's just chipping away, trying to find that one thing to get to Jones, because you and I both know as guys that got to him, it's one thing that you can make him lock on, that makes him feel disrespected, angry, or mad, and then his attention is solely focused on you, and there'll be nothing that can stop him from fighting you. Tom is still searching for that thing that's gonna make Jon go, I've gotta deal with this dude. Because for everything that Jon Jones is, He's a fighter and a competitor. And once you piss him off, Chill, the only thing on his mind is to try to get you. Tom hasn't found that thing yet.
Let's say Pereira comes into this fight. He delivers that killer knockout. Ankalaev's strewn. He's wiped out the light heavyweight division. He gets on the microphone and he goes, I want John Jones.
Yeah.
John Jones then takes to his social media and says, I'm game. Let's do it. You're the best at light heavyweight. I was the best at light heavyweight. Let's do it at heavyweight. And then, I don't know, maybe Dana, maybe Hunter then start to go, oh yeah, there's a bit of interest in this. Was there any apprehension from your own point of view that that could have been something that materialises?
Now, you know that John's phone got whizzed across the room on Saturday night. Do you know that he was there ready to tweet that? Head in the hands and everything. No, it was, in all honesty, I would never, ever celebrate anybody's loss. That really isn't my style. Like, I'm an Alex Pereira fan. I love his style, I love the run he's been on. I really respect where he's come from and everything like that. But it couldn't have happened at a better time, for me personally.
Yeah.
Bryce Mitchell recently asked for prayers, claiming he was being tormented by demons, and even stating that Gene Silva was possessed by a legion of demons. However, Mitchell now says the demons are gone. According to him, the prayers worked, and immediately after posting his request, the demonic dreams vanished.
I want to thank every last one of y'all that prayed for me the other day. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. The reason I don't ask for prayers more often like that is because it looks like I'm seeking attention. And that's just not what it is. I just really needed it. I was just feeling this heavy demonic presence. A lot of people also made fun of me for coming out and saying that. And I'm telling you guys, I don't need therapy. I don't have anxiety. I'm telling you, these dreams are demonic. And the prayers helped. I'm telling you, instantly, right after I posted the video, I felt like the Holy Spirit just lift me up. It really worked. I'm sleeping better already. And it's not like I was waking up afraid of nothing. You know, I'd wake up sweating because I was fighting demons in my sleep and I just wanted to sleep peacefully. And as soon as I come to the church asking for prayer, guess what? It stops. And that's how it works. So if you're going through anything, remember, prayer is our number one tool, the scripture and the prayer. Check out my new t-shirt right here. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. It's a dude wrestling a demon right there. I thought y'all would love that.
His statements have sparked reactions from fans, with some supporting his beliefs and others skeptical of his claims. Sean Strickland, who recently suggested Bryce Mitchell should go to therapy, has responded again, sharing his honest thoughts on the situation.
You know, let me tell you what I find troubling about Bryce and his demons accosting him and trying to sleep with him in the middle of the night. Every now and then, there might be 1 to 5 women who join me in a dream, and yeah, I partake. I partake all night. It's a real good dream, and I wake up thinking this is a real nice dream. But according to Bryce, these 1 to 5 women are the fucking demon. They're the devil. They're Satan. They're Lucifer. So not only am I being molested by the devil, it's a little gay. And I just don't like that.
If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We will be very grateful.